who's going to be your host. Now, the thing is, there's a one or two hosts, and of course, there was an opportunity, though, we read this story, that Christina Aguilera, who I loved on the British X Factor, a little bit saucy, but there you go.
Yeah.
But she did well.
We like that.
We like that a lot.
Yeah, and encourage that.
Yeah. Now, of course, she's now doing The Voice for NBC, but did you, was she in the running at all, or was,
Never. Honestly, not even consideration. I have certain kinds of people who I like to work with, who I feel comfortable with. Being cute, being mad is an obvious requirement, because it's how I live my life. And I like the shows to be an extension of how I live my life in terms of friends, the kind of people you'd want to have to your house for dinner. You bring all that into account. Not that I wouldn't want Christina for dinner, but it's how I put the team together, because there's no science to this. You've got to find somebody who's interesting, who's prepared to put the work in, who's prepared to have their own opinion to you. And you've got, by the way, tons of different people, from the sponsors to the producers to the network. They've all got different opinions. You never actually agree on a panel together. There's always someone who's going to disagree with what you do.
Saying that, Charlie Sheen, is he...
No.
You said you're quite like cute, mad people. I'm thinking Charlie Sheen here.
Well, he ticks one of the boxes, I guess, yeah. I think there's a job for him. I'm not sure it's a judge. But look, I know where you're going. I mean, you don't want everyone to be too serious, too earnest about this. At the end of the day, it's entertainment. And I run a record label, and half the people who work for me are crazy. But that's what creative people are like. You know that.
I'm the sane one,
right?
Me tell you, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Paula Abdul, who I loved.
Yeah. You've just gone from crazy to Paula in one sentence.
Yeah, well,
I like that link.
The thing is, when you and Paula were on the other show, I thought the dynamic of you two was great, because that, to me, was it's everything that you want. The mix is great. You never really got on, but underneath, there was a love there. There was a love bond, I thought.
Oh, for sure.
Would we see her on X Factor USA?
I've always, kept her in the mix. Ever since she left Idol, it was never the same show. And from the minute we started working together, she and I, we just had this weird relationship where we would be arguing 1 second and then really, really close. And interestingly, with Paula, even though there was this wacky side to her, I always thought she had good taste in music. And look, for someone to survive as long as she's survived in this business and still to be relevant where she started, and the fact that people are still talking about her now, means she's interesting. And you ask her what's going on in the charts today, she knows what's going on. So she's still in the mix, and definitely has my support.
Now, L.A. Reid, who I'm a huge fan of, and of course he's from my sort of generation. I can't believe you've got him. I'm so excited, actually. When he came on board, was that was it a long, progressive thing, or was it like a relief when you thought, finally, I've got the one that I want, sort of thing? Because he is such a hit maker.
Well, yeah, it was everything you just said. It took a long time. We were talking about this a long time ago, and he wanted to be part of the show. I wanted him to be part of the show. He was under contract to Universal, where he was running Iron and Def Jam. So the complications of him leaving the company and then agreeing a deal for him to come on the show, it was a long, long, worn-out negotiation. But in the middle of it all, him and I had made a deal with each other. We wanted to work together. And if I had to wait another year, I would have done that. But luckily, it all happened quickly. And the relief, as you say, when I was able to announce him, because I think it really proved what I was trying to say all along about this show, which was that we really are serious about this. We're putting up all this money. I've got somebody really, really credible and smart to be on the panel with me, who is a hit maker. And it kind of made the show feel more real at that point. So it was a massive relief.